Guys, welcome to another recap of The Amazing Race. I am loving this season, although I didn't love last week so much when Connor and Jonathan were eliminated. Alright, so they're in the land of the midnight sun, and they are on the border between Sweden and Norway, so they're going into Norway now. They're driving to Narvik, Norway, and they're going to find a gondola station. Well, I love Michael of Michael and Kevin, not only because they're on YouTube, but because he is just so amazing. I guess that's why he's on The Amazing Race. And he's just like, this is the last chance for me to eat, sleep, and pee with my son. Because his son is 20 years old, he's in college, and pretty soon he's going to be moving out. So it's kind of like imagining Maddie and I on the race, except I'm not as old as the dad and Maddie's a girl. So, but yeah, I'm pretty much out of shape like Michael is, and Kevin is pretty similar to Maddie. They're both in college. So Katie and Rachel, the volleyballers, they think that it's not Amazing Friend, it's Amazing Race. So I guess they really don't want to make friends with anyone. That's kind of cold, but everybody's got a different strategy for the race. When they get to the gondola, Nat is terrified of heights. That was pathetic. She was like crying. I mean, come on, I've been in a gondola before. It's really not that bad, and I'm not thrilled about heights either, so. But Nat and Cat, they find out that the next clue is the fast forward. So they decide they're going to go for it because it says that they have to go to a restaurant and partake in a Norwegian Christmas ritual, which unfortunately they didn't know until they got there was eating the entire roasted head of a sheep. That's a little bit of a problem for them because one of them is vegetarian and the other's diabetic. But you know what? They smelled the money and they decided to do it, which I thought was absolutely disgusting. I think it was Kat was a vegetarian for almost 22 years. Obviously you weren't a vegetarian because you didn't want to kill animals. You did not want to kill animals. So that was kind of creepy that she's like, it tastes like $1 million. And the other one, her blood sugar is going to be thrown off like crazy, but they're both doctors, I suppose. So they actually completed the fast forward. I was having my doubts that they would actually complete it because it took them a long time. I mean, the vegetarian lady was having a problem even swallowing the stuff because she's not even used to that texture of food. So the funniest part of the race was Nick and Vicki thinking that when they got that clue and they were like in 6th place, and I guess you could tell by how many clues are left in the box, that they were actually going to get a shot at the fast forward. Hello, have you ever seen the race on TV? If you're not in like the top 1 or 2, you should not even bother going for the fast forward. So then they got there and they saw that it said fast forward taken. And Nick was like, I don't know what that means. Should we wait around? Is somebody in there? No. These are the not smartest people ever to be on The Amazing Race, I think, in the history of The Amazing Race. Congratulations! Alright, so the other clue was a roadblock, and you had to rappel down the bridge to the water, signal a boat, get the clue, and use that thing that you like reverse rappel up. And that thing I know is killer from different seasons of the race. It's done in a lot of people. Alright, so Gary's man parts were hurting, so he wanted to get it over with quick. Claire, she was also having a tough time. Her arms were totally dead. She was like practically crying. So she channeled her strong, spicy grandma, who unfortunately died like 4 days before she left for the race, to get her up there. And she did. So congratulations. I have to say, that was my favorite part of this episode. Guys, this was kind of a short recap. Let me know what your favorite part of this episode of The Amazing Race was in the comments, please. I really want to know. Alright, so the next clue was locate a remote field. And there was a detour. It was either biking or boat. For the biking part, you had to choose a pair of mountain bikes follow the trail, find the combo for your lock, ride back, open the combo, get your clue. For the boat, you had to get on a boat, direct the captain to the right spot, deliver some fish and a chainsaw, and then get the clue from the guy up in the lodge. It was pretty straightforward. The teams were pretty much split on who did what. You know, it was probably pretty much an equal number between biking and boating. But after the detour, Jill and Thomas got majorly lost. They were like kind of freaking out, and Michael and Kevin were right behind them. I don't know why they were freaking out, because there were still teams behind them. Alright, so Nick, this was pretty funny too. He was all Mr. Oh, let's do bikes, because I rode BMX, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, you're Mr. BMX until you actually had to go uphill. And you had to scream for your girlfriend to wait for you. Stupidest couple in the amazing race. Alright, so the pit stop was a marina. Nat and Cat, of course, were in first. They won a trip for 2 to Costa Rica. Followed by Gary and Mallory, Jill and Thomas, Michael and Kevin, Brook and Claire. Brook, who cut her eye on the car, and Phil was just like amazed that she was standing there talking with her eye bleeding. Phil, what'd you expect her to do? Like fall on the ground and die? Alright, Nick and Vicki, he thought they were in second place. Hello, you're in sixth. Chad and Stephanie squeaked in before Katie and Rachel, who were unfortunately eliminated. So next week, they are going to Russia. Ruskies, and I love Russia. What can you expect in Russia? Why, pianos, film, babushkas, and stepping in poo. I can't wait. Till next week, much love.